Over the last 24 hours, 309,010 Australians stepped forward to be vaccinated. Every one of those is a dose of hope. Every one of those means that more individual Australians are protected, but more Australians collectively are protected. To think of it this way, it's almost exactly the population of Wollongong. To put it in context, on a per capita basis, it's the equivalent of 4 million doses being delivered in a day in the United States, a figure I think that was, according to the CDC, achieved on only 5 occasions. And so these rates are now at some of the highest levels that we had hoped. But we're doing them, instead of in October, in August. So I want to thank everybody involved in the program. What that means is we've now, as the PM said, been able to pass 16 million doses, or 16.2 million doses have now been administered. And perhaps most importantly, more than half of the eligible Australians have stepped forward to be vaccinated, and we can see that every day Australians are coming forward in enormous numbers. So 50.2% of Australians, or 10.3 million Australians, have had their first dose amongst the eligible population. One other critical thing is it's being sustained. And so over a 10-day period now, we've had more than 2.4 million doses delivered. That's almost the population of Brisbane in 10 days. These analogies just give a sense to the Australian people of how many of their fellow citizens are coming forward. So it's a club you want to be part of. That's, I think, the key message. In order to assist that, the second shipment of European Pfizer, very generously sponsored by the Polish government, has now been batch tested, cleared, approved by the TGA, and is being distributed. And that will also help more people, and that's what's helped with the ability, as the Prime Minister's announced, to move as of August the 30th to open for the 16 to 39-year-olds. Now, in terms of the response with regards to New South Wales, it's been agreed that New South Wales and the Commonwealth will set up a joint operations centre for Western and Far Western New South Wales, based out of Dubbo. We thank them for agreeing to that. In particular, that will lead now to the ADF. The first ADF team is on the ground. There will be 50 ADF who are involved in compliance and welfare checking. That process has already started, and those teams are building up. The first of the 5 teams for medical assistance has arrived, being trained, and will be deployed tomorrow. And these 5 teams of up to 14 each will assist with vaccination, testing, and, if required, clinical assistance. And the first of the AUSMAT teams is due to commence operations tomorrow, and there will be 5 teams in all. So these things are very important. There are 118 Commonwealth clinics through GPs, pharmacies, Aboriginal community controlled health organisations, and Commonwealth vaccination clinics across Western and Far Western New South Wales. And we're currently going through 29 Royal Flying Doctor Service visits to different communities from the 12th of August to the 31st of August in Western and Far Western New South Wales. So important numbers that actually represent individuals who are being protected.